Jeff Gordon ready to qualify for the Winston. Track open. Bobby Labonte. His 9th appearance in the Winston. The pole sitter, 1995 and 99. Finished second twice in the All-Star race.
And Jeff Gordon, you know, Mike, he gets that gain when there's $1 million race. He won 5 of those no-bull $1 million races. And I just think there's something about Jeff Gordon in a $1 million race that rings a bell.
But this car is the color of money. Except for the new $20 bills, which have blue and peach added in.
We always talk about qualifying, being who can run the fast lap. We may not see these guys run that fast of a lap on the racetrack. A lot of reasons being, one, you have to run more front-end opening because we're having to do 3 laps of that pit stop. Too much tape will make that car overheat.
Yeah, you can see a little opening in the grill there, so they're not taped up solid. That hurts performance a tad. But the thing about it is, you can make up a few hundreds out there on the racetrack, but you can make up seconds in the pits.
Darrell and I are using our stopwatches up here, and we had Bobby roughly at about a 29.40, right in that range.
Yeah, about a 45.
Now this time right here, more than likely, he will be coming to pit road for that 4-tire stop. You can either do it at the end of the first lap or the second lap, but because you want the advantage of those fresh tires, you're going to see most of the teams do it at the end of the second lap. Now here he hits pit road. Right there, he has to be 45 miles per hour all the way down. You see him smoke the tires, making sure, watching that tachometer. Michael Fatback McSwain crew fixing to go into gear here for 4 tires.
Can't go over the wall until he's a spot away. There he is.
There you see a little different technique because they don't have to put fuel in. Using 4 guys to handle the tires, that's just a little bit of insurance that those tires do not roll away. Good stop for Bobby Labonte. Now leaving here right now, no pit road speed. Get up to speed as quick as you can leaving.
Yeah, the car did. He spun the tires, but he kind of had a bogged down on him. I think it hurt him a little bit.
He's going to try to get up to speed right here. He's still got to complete 1 more lap. So when he comes across the start-finish line, that will be his 3 laps.
Leaving the pit road here on that concrete and then spinning the tires and getting over on the asphalt, the cars can get really sometime out of control. I saw, I think it was my brother spin out here one year qualifying because of that.
Jeff Hammond.
Down here on pit road, guys, and Darrell, you were exactly right. Whenever Bobby got ready to drop the jack and he got ready to take off, the car stumbled and he spun the rear tires pretty bad. I'd say he probably gave up at least a half a second right there on pit road because the car didn't jump out of the pit box like they really wanted to. And
you know, that's running a fast lap on the racetrack, but you got to get out of the pit box. I think getting out of there is as critical as anything. You've got pit road speed coming in, so you've not got a lot of room to work there, but you got to leave that box and get out of there in a hurry.
2 minutes, 3.34 seconds is the time to beat.
That's the total of everything, all 3 laps, including that pit stop.
Didn't feel like it took that long, did it?
It did not.
That was a good first lap, though, Larry, 29.40 odd. When you think about the guys in the other race where 29.30 Park was, and that's taped up on a qualifying run.
Steve Burns.
And Mike, walking with Michael McSwain, who's talking to Greg Zippadelli. Michael, tell us about your stop. You pleased with that?
Yeah, I think it was an excellent pit stop. I mean, my guys worked really hard. And today they didn't have a stumble on the first stop. They had an excellent pit stop. Everything went right. I think a 13.60 is pretty good under these conditions.
And we heard you were too fast entering. Has NASCAR told you about that, Michael?
No, it hadn't told me that. But, you know.
See, that's one reason I wouldn't want to go first. Because I think they're going to be, you know, I think that's something that they're going to be really, really checking early on, particularly.
Now, what that's going to mean, they're going to add 20 seconds to that. So now instead of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, it's going to be 2 minutes and 23 seconds. We're hearing that everything else was good, lug nuts and all, but 20 seconds added to that time.
If you go first, you're like the guinea pig. You got to test the waters. Are they really going to check the speed at that line? Are they going to give me a chance to get woed up? What are they going to be lenient? Are they going to stick right? What are they going to do?
Darrell, we talk about the pit road speed. I was with John Darby just before they got ready to send the first car out, and several drivers, Joe Nemechek, Bobby Labonte, they were all asking that same question. Jamie McMurray wanted to know, how strict are they going to be on pit road here tonight because they want to know if they're going to have any kind of margin of error to make this mistake coming down here to do this, or they're going to be just like they were during practice. And John Darby said, guys, don't push it. Otherwise, we're going to get you. And that's exactly what happened to Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, and Jeff, you know how that is. You're the first guy, and you don't want to have your stopover with everything over with, and you did it exactly right. And as they go on, they start slacking up a little bit.
Well, I think right now it's definitely sent a message up and down pit road. You got to be at 45 miles an hour at that line. If you cross over it, you're going to get busted.
Looks that way.
Jamie McMurray in the Haviland Dodge for Chip Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates is the only rookie to have qualified for the Winston. Is the only first-timer in this race. Of course, he won right here last October in relief of the injured Sterling Marlin. Here he comes to pit road.
Now, I guarantee he's not speeding. He woke her up way early.
There.
Right there, yep.
Yeah, but he was slowing down all. I mean, you can tell he's not going to push the envelope at all.
And it's 150 feet between those white lines, and NASCAR's actually clocking them with stopwatches. They know how fast you should be through there. Here you see the Donnie Wingo crew, 4 tires, just like Bobby Labonte's crew, using the guy to put the tire on, one to take it away. That cuts a little bit of time off the pit stop.
Right rear guy had a little problem there, Larry. It looked like he dropped his nut and had to pick it up. Long stop.
Yeah, a little trouble on the left rear as well.
1547, a little slow there.
And he really lugged it. He's still in trouble.
Wrong gear.
Yeah, he's not going.
Or no gear.
He's not going.
There's something I believe tore up on that.
It almost looks like the left front. Is that the left front tire sticking out right there, Larry?
Or did he pull the gear out of it trying to get out of it?
Jeff, I believe he had either gear or transmission problems.
Larry, when he got ready to drop the jack on that thing, he had the RPMs up, and when it came down, that car started wheel hopping really bad going up out of the pits. I do not know if he didn't wind up breaking an axle or something when he came out of the pits.
And Darrell, you talked about it a while ago. That's one of the products of that concrete.
Yeah.
You know, the wheels just want to spin.
Yeah, you really are better off just to light them up and get the wheels turning.
Here you see changing the left side tires. You hear him put the RPMs up.
Man, you can hear that.
Pretty much the audio towed the tail. There you see the right rear problems that Darrell was talking about. He had to put a lug nut on.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a penalty.
And you're only allowed 2 lug wrenches. They can't send somebody else over the wall to do the left rear.
I think this was pretty much a disaster. Problems with the right rear, and then, of course, that frustrates the driver. He knows he sat there way too long.
Dick Berggren.
With Donnie Wingo, the crew chief. Donnie, we saw what happened during the pit stop. What happened after the pit stop?
Something broke. I don't know if it broke a gear, transmission, or something like that leaving the pits, but it just quit pulling.
Okay, thanks. Matt Yoakum.
And Bobby Labonte is talking to Jimmy Makar and Greg Zipadelli. Is this going to be the first time you've ever been caught speeding on pit road?
If it is, it is, yeah. That'd be the first time. I've quit because of bad pit stops, but this was a great pit stop. And my Busch car I quit one time because we had a bad pit stop. But I've never been caught for speeding on pit road, so it's kind of cool if I did, I guess. But anyway, it was a good lap time for us. The guys did a great job in the pits. I mean, we gave it all we could. And, you know, if I got caught speeding on pit road, I hope I'm not the only one.
Thanks, Bob.
2 drivers and have run and 2 driver mistakes. Bobby Labonte in too fast, and Jamie McMurray, you might say, blasted out of the pits too fast and tore his stuff up.
Well, it may not be the key to sitting on the pole, but it looks like the key to just at least starting up front will be just no mistakes and nothing tearing up.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Larry. There's just so many things here. The way they got the format, they can go wrong. To hit it perfectly or to get everything right, it's going to be unusual, I think, the way it's looking.
Green flag for Jeff Gordon. His 10th appearance in the Winston. Pole sitter in '96 and the winner of the race in '95, '97, and 2001. He has banked $1.4 million in All-Star Game money.
I'm going to tell you, I'm sure you get a little bit of a shot out right up there at the front of the hood. What that is, that's an emblem for the Wright brothers celebrating 100 years of aviation. He's coming on the first lap. This is a different technique.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but he came on pit road all of a sudden.
So that means when he leaves pit road, he's actually going to have to complete 2 laps. This is an option.
It's not a bad strategy, Larry, because they get up to speed lap. You can't, you know, you really aren't carrying that much speed to come to the green, so it's a good time to hit pit road.
But I'm going to tell you what, I know you have to maintain pit road speed. He was very, very slow getting into his pit box.
Well, that was the message that was sent to Bobby Labonte. It trickles down through the rest of the guys.
So that's
Good stop.
That's Orville and Wilbur on the rear bumper.
Look at that stop, 1287.
Wow. Now, will this be the charm? And if so, will it change the strategy of other drivers who had planned to stop on their second lap?
Well, you know, the Winston has produced strategies. If you think about Jeff Burton last year, he and Frankie Stoddard, when they made their stop and just had to shoot across the line. So everybody, it makes you think outside the box. You want to do something different here.
He's completed his second lap. Now this coming up will be his third lap, which will be the only full lap that he runs on the racetrack without coming to pit road.
And I think it's good they give you that option, Larry. I mean, you know, if you want to come in on first time by, come on in.
Sure, you need to have some options to make it interesting. You just can't come in the last time by and creep across the line like Frank Stoddard did.
Had him about a 29.60, 29.65 right in there, Darrell. Just an average so-so lap.
Yeah. Bobby Labonte had a great lap.
And we're hearing that his pit road speed, all of that was clean, and they'll just make sure everything else is good. Lug nuts when he gets in there, and right now he may be the first car to have no